Hello YouTube and welcome to Midway. This is just a bit of a tour of the site during daytime for the people who play Midway and don't get a chance to see it. So here we are at the entrance to the town. It's been about 2 weekends worth of gaming since the last Midway game. As you can see, the barrier is a little bit worse for wear and the site is very muddy. Lots of things get moved. But you know, that's the way of things. That over there is the GM door. For those who didn't know, it's not accessible to players who are in character. Over here we can see some of the gaps. Barriers have fallen down, for those of you with sharp eyes. Over here is Padraig's bar, soon to be launched. Here we are. This right here is the Crow's shop. Delightful. Ew. Right, here we are in the docks office. As you can see, it's all very clean and surgical. And my CDs even managed to survive regular gaming. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are some falling down buildings around the site. Like, say for instance, this one here, which you'll note has no roof. The door to this building is open, but that doesn't mean people should be going in. Here we have the waystone, which is wet and full of junk. Some other random buildings over here. Here is our mighty palisade, which has been either blown down or knocked down, I'm not sure which. But this is generally the condition I find this site in. I'm not seeing any at the moment, but usually all the furniture will have migrated. So when I arrive on a Friday to help set up, generally the first thing I have to do is go find all of the furniture. So here's another little container there. I don't think people really venture down this end of the site very much. But it is here, as you can see, there's another little gap there. We had this green netting for one event, but last time it was so frozen that it wouldn't stay up. Which is a shame, because some of you may have noticed people talking about a big gap. Well, there is some green netting that was filling that gap the first time we put the netting up, and we couldn't put it up last time because it was so frozen. Which is why this area here is where the big gap was, and I don't think the information gets spread around enough that that was actually walled off. But no disasters happened, so it was okay. Here's a nice little view of the street with the sun shining in our eyes. It's not a regular occurrence really at Midway. That's containers and dirt and stuff. So here's another little street. This is at the back of the town. It's got a nice trench in it, in case you're wandering around in the dark. As you can see, winter's pretty much killed off most of the vegetation here, apart from sort of the really tough low stuff, and also the regular traveller of airsofters. But that'll grow back come summer. Here's the MPO. Some of you may notice this frame thing. That is part of something we've been building in the MPO, but we haven't really had the time to get it finished because of my absence in November. But today I've brought some parts that might make that possible. Yeah, here's another one people don't really realise. There's a bell right there. Ding ding. Not that it's in the middle of the town where it needs to be. This is the very back of Midway. More of our lovely palisade, this time fizz wrapped by some trees and bushes and crap. So we'll move up this way. And across the road. This is the pointer's cabin, which I think is meant to be a storehouse or something. But as you can see, the roof is starting to come off. In a couple of months this might not be a viable cabin. As you can see, the water is coming in. That's a shame actually, I quite like this cabin. This is another wrecked one. Look at all that delicious. Now going in there. You can't however shoot through it, because there are no glass windows. This is the forge. I did at one point build a cool fireplace thingy here, but this stuff tends not to last. Something I'll go into a bit more fully in a minute when I finish my tour. Now, I think this over here is Jimmy's. Yep, there we are. There is Jimmy's bar. It's one of the concrete blocks from the forge. And Jimmy's bar is not fully enclosed. He's just got this partition-y thing with some crude scrawling from the Great War, alternatively from a mill sim that ran a while ago. Sorry about the sun, it's kind of bright. I don't know if anyone uses this one. There's some more crude scrawling from the Great War. Originally the counter from Padraig's pub was taken from this area, and some other bits and bobs. Heavy things tend to migrate into here actually. Sometimes when we're setting up for mill sims we put fire steps in there, which involves pallets and those concrete blocks you saw earlier. I thought I was going to go up to Jimmy's bar, or up to Padraig's bar rather. The reason for this is I want to talk about what happens to stuff you leave on the site. And it's kind of unfortunate, but when you leave stuff like this on site, people attack it with the butts of their rifles and smash it all up. That's a shame. And some small relevance to recent debate, assuming you're watching this just after I made it. Oh, slippery. The doors are not incredibly substantial. This here is a piece of wood I've had to nail and screw onto that door because someone hoofed it somewhat fierce, and it's really only made of thin stuff. I think the inside door actually has a hole in it, yeah, as well. There we go. It's not big enough to repair yet. Just be aware, if you are going to kick a door, don't hoof it. And yeah, that pretty much brings us back to the gate. This is where I really concentrate a lot of my building efforts at the moment. As you can see, the gate doesn't really survive between events. Hold on. Ugh. Oh yeah, lovely. Ugh. Right, this stuff all gets knocked down and pushed over, and with greatest apologies to Nick, kicked a whole bunch. Yeah. I'm working on a solution to this that doesn't involve taking some woven pipe mortars and loading stuff up against it. But we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, that is Midway.